This is the Entertainment Roundup for Monday, February 18th, 2013. I'm J77. Let's get started. And I'm starting with the main headline this time, and for good reasons. This has been not only local news, not only international news, but global news. It involves a runner and his model girlfriend in murder. As you all know, the Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorius, has been charged with murder of his model girlfriend, Riva, who was shot 4 times on the morning of Valentine's Day. This has pretty much been big news all week. It was in the front page of the both Post and the Daily News. It has been covered countless times. And with each passing day, new stuff started to surface out. Some may be factual, some maybe not. I'll get to that in a second. But I wanted to give you a clear situation of how much this had affect a lot of people. The family has spoken out. Victoria's family has spoken out. And to no surprise, the family is battling to come to terms with Oscar being charged with murder. They also have lashed out on the prosecutor for pretty much trying to charge him for premeditated murder, which, if it is the case, will make his bail impossible. This was even more of a devastating blow to a lot of people who deemed him as a hero, a person to look up to, especially for those who are struggling with their disabilities. This is one of the reasons why they call him Blade Runner, because he had high-tech carbon fibers, running blades, and which he received for overcoming his disability to compete in the London Olympics. This was something that a lot of people just was stunned and shocked, including South Africa, who really have latched on to his success, only to find out this has happened. So this is something that is not just an isolated incident. A lot of people are affected by it. A lot of people was feeling the pain from this. The victim's family, the family of the son, his uncle was in a press conference. He broke down in tears. So a lot of people are pretty much is affected and affected in a big way. Now, as far as what I said earlier about the news, that some could be true, some could be not, the news has been covering this every single day, and every time the news come up, we have new developments coming up. We have new chilling details of what happened. There was one that said that after he had supposedly shot his girlfriend, he tried to do resuscitation, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to bring her back. There was other stories saying that she was cowering in the bathroom while he shot her. So there's a lot of stuff that's being thrown out there, and the only thing I got to say is you got to be very careful when you read these kind of things, because only the prosecutor knows what was said between the cops, the accused, as well as the witnesses. So you have to ask the question: where the information is coming from? Who is saying this? What sources they're going by? Because sometimes they can be a little bit inaccurate, and sometimes, and this is also the truth, the media can be more harmed than good for both parties. So you got to be very careful how you take the information from the media, because sometimes it's not always accurate. With that being said, there's one thing I will definitely throw out there, because it's something that even the family members said that could have been an accident. I'm not buying that. The woman was shot 4 times. That person meant to kill that woman, that poor woman. And to say that was an accident is an insult to only to the victim's family, but to people's intelligence. There's no way this was an accident. I'm not buying it as an accident, and neither is the police nor the prosecutor. I will leave a link below that will tell the detail of the story, but I felt it was better for me to just say it the way I have said it. But I will leave a link. You guys can read it. You guys can come up yourself. But no mistake about it, this whole thing really have taken over the front page a lot, and this has been something that I haven't seen in a while. But this has been nothing but this case. Every now and then they put it on the bottom, but it always made the front page, and it probably will be for a little while longer. I know today when I went out to visit my uncle, right there, front page. So I'll leave it for you guys to read. You guys can check it out yourself. and you guys can comment on yourself on what I just said. On to some movie news. Trying to get a little bit lighter. Um, a Good Day to Die Hard had probably the worst beating I have ever seen from both movie critics, movie reviewers, and just casual moviegoers alike. I mean, I have yet to hear anything good about this movie. I may find something this week. I may click on YouTube or look at a paper and find out that somebody actually said something good uh, for for this movie. But this movie has gotten hammered to the point where a lot of people's not questioning that the critics were being harsh on this movie. The movie, I believe, currently holds, I think, a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is deemed as the worst reviewed Die Hard out of them all. I mean, Die Hard had some mixed reviews back then, but it was never that bad. There was still some people, even those who didn't like it, found some good things to say about it. There was almost nothing good to say about this movie, and it makes me question whether it was actually worth making another Die Hard, especially with the way they made it. But needless to say, a lot of the criticism saying that it wasn't Die Hard anymore. It was it was a junk pile movie that just had the name on it. It also said that the dialogue was bad, dialogue was horrible, and they just didn't care. In this article in Associated Press, it says this week marks the release of Good Day to Die Hard, the latest installment, which, by the way, was released on Thursday. So just to let you know, in the Die Hard franchise, it was the latest installment. Bruce Willis-led film was a failed attempt to recapture the magic of the previous films and fell extremely short, according to most critics. Animated films Escape from Planet Earth was scored for its blind storyline and was a superior misstep. Beautiful Creatures totally waste of acting's ability. Both Jeremy Irons and Emma Thompson. So obviously there's other films that is actually getting the heat, but this one got the most, and for one reason and one reason only. Many people expect Die Hard to be good. Many people did not expect it to be the way it was presented, a garbage film, a popcorn film that has nothing but explosions, and that's it. A lot of people have said that the movie was poorly edited, poorly acted, poorly directed. There was too much CGI. It was no longer a Die Hard film. And the critics were more harsher than the reviewers. There were some reviewers who are Die Hard fans. And in case you want to know the difference between reviewers, a critic is actually a paid critic who are paid to review these movies. A reviewer is just a person like Jeremy John, the Smoes, the freaking film critic John Chatterbass. They love movies. They just go out and see movies, and they'll give their own feelings towards movies. I actually like to watch their reviews more than I like to watch the critic review, because they're not trying to be articulate with their reviews. They're just telling it what it is, and I really do appreciate them. They're very, very good. And you should check out some of their work. They're very, very good, especially the Smoes. But you can tell the disappointment in their faces when they did this review. You can easily tell the disappointment in Chris Stuckman when he did his review. He was heartbroken, and he was a die-hard fan of the first original four. He even liked it a good Live Free or Die Hard, which it wasn't bad. I actually thought it was pretty good. But this one, this was not one of those movies that people actually come out and say. I was hoping that Spill.com would say something nice about this movie. And I got a total opposite. I mean, this was like a film that just basically got torn apart. Manic Expression, a couple of my friends, my fellow producers over there had made some blogs about it. But make no mistake about it, there is no love for this film, and it makes me wonder, makes me worried that they are killing this franchise with overly stuffed CGI. Mind you, the reason why we love Die Hard wasn't because of the CGI. It was because we had a character who felt like a regular Joe, who's using not his muscles, but his wit to survive. And in this one, they made him look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the best way I can say it. Untouchable. And even in scenes where he should have some scratches on him or some broken bones. But I don't know. I guess it all depends on who's directing, I guess. But needless to say, it's got company. But this was what's the most disappointing because people expected better. People expected something more than what it was. But they did raise the question. A lot of people did ask, was the critics being too harsh? Not really, no. I mean, it wasn't like the other critic who basically bashed one of the actresses in, I think, in Identity Theft for calling her Porky. They didn't do that. Even though I would never look at that reviewer just for that because there was no reason to poke fun of her weight or insult her in that manner. But in terms of what I've seen in here, I don't think they were harsh because almost everybody, uh, even those who are not critics or reviewers, have pointed out that this was not a well written, well acted, well shot film. So I guess that there's somebody out there like they got a 14%. So obviously there's somebody out there who thought it was a fun film. And if you've seen the film, let me know what you think about this film because I am curious that if somebody likes it, and give me a reason why. I'm kind of curious. I found it kind of bad for Bruce Willis, really. I really felt bad for it. But what can I say? Sometimes you can go to well so long before they finally get that one film that everybody just simply hates. Let's move right on along because we got a lot of stuff to cover. Actually, we have two more stories. I'm going to save this one for last because there is something that I want to bring up more so with this story than this story. But I might as well talk about Chris Brown. Oh, God, Chris Brown. And Drake. The report came out, courtesy of the Associated Press and TMZ, that both singers, Drake and Chris Brown, are in a lawsuit with each other. They're suing each other over the nightclub brawl that happened. Now, just give you a little bit of info on this. There was an incident that happened with Chris Brown, which led to a fight and some gunshots. Chris Brown left pretty much beaten up. Same thing with Dyke. The bodyguard also got beaten up. This led to a major brawl that went down in New York, which led to the club actually closing down. A lot of people was actually suggesting that Chris Brown had started something. This came out of the situation where Chris Brown gave a message to a piece of paper. That message was he was returned. No one knew what was written, but a lot of people felt he was angry. He didn't say anything else. He tried to leave, and next thing you know, some people it led to blows, and then next thing you know, led to the police getting involved and the club being closed. The club was closed for a different reason because it was a fire hazard. No surprise there, but either way, the media immediately grabbed on it. Originally, they blamed Brown, but then they started to lighten that up due to the fact that it may be possible that he may not start the fight. According to this report, neither Brown or Drake is taking the blame, and each is asking the judge to make the other pay damages for the event. This is not the first legal drama that comes out of the brawl, supposedly sparking in an argument over Rihanna. Amazing how her name always seems to pop up in this situation. Although no criminal charge has been filed, the NBA star Tony Parker filed a $20 million lawsuit against the club owner a week after June 14th incident, noted MTV News. Additionally, the owner of the Greenhouse and sister club WIP sued Brown and Drake for $16 million after the brawl, during which both R&B singers encouragers supportedly threw highball glasses with alcohol on it, shattered the handles of bottles, and split into miniature knives. According to the DNA info, According to DFA info, the owner claims that Brawl ruined a previous license deal by sculling the club reputation. When the fight went down, Brown was dating another person. He was with another person at the time. But these days now, Brown is back with Rihanna. The model has been hanging out with Drake. It's also said that Train and Drake were spotted partying together after the Grammy Awards on Sunday at High's nightclub in Los Angeles. She has also recently tweeted lyrics from Drake's song, which left some speculation of the two might have hooked up. And that's what the argument is. There's a lot of lawsuits going on within this situation. I'm not surprised that the club owner may be suing, although that was not the reason why the club was closed down. There was reports that said that the club had a fire situation, a fire safety hazard where a lot of people and not enough exits was provided. This is common when it comes to clubs like this, that they sometimes do not have enough fire exits or have any other safety measures to make sure in case something breaks down, God forbid, like a fire or anything, that they have fire extinguishers, emergency exits, so that way people can get out as safely as they possibly can. So I don't know how his lawsuit is going to go down. Neither one is taking the blame. Neither one is going to say they are at fault. But again, I don't even think the judge is going to hear anything of this. There was no charges filed. The only person who has a legitimate gripe probably is the NBA star, because he almost lost his eye throughout this whole situation. He almost lost an eye because of the incident. And barring lack of security and barring what went down, he does have a legitimate gripe to sue the owner. So Tony Parker does have a $20 million lawsuit against him, and we'll see how that works out. But to me, this has been one weird case after another. It's been one weird scenario after another. It's like reading a soap opera. This could be a perfectly good soap opera. Every time I see Chris Brown, he's always up to something. He had an incident in Los Angeles a few weeks ago before the Grammys. This situation is surfacing. There's always someone with Chris Brown. Sometimes I think Chris Brown just needs to just stay home and just relax and chill. That's the best way to say it. Sometimes you just need to relax. Many people already are convinced that you haven't learned nothing from your encounters. Sometimes it's best to relax. I don't get it sometimes with these guys. So that's the situation from there. I'm going to leave a link below. You guys can comment on it. But to me, Chris Brown, I'm not saying that he's at fault, because, like I said, there has been reports saying that maybe he didn't start it. Maybe it was Drake who started this whole thing. Drake was hanging out with Rihanna at the time. They paused on the concert. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on between them, especially with Chris Brown, who seems to be a magnet for trouble. He's always seemed to be a magnet for trouble, and that is just not a coincidence. I think it's time that he really needs to look at himself and ask himself, what the hell am I doing? Really, what am I doing? I'll leave that link below so you guys can check it out yourself. So let's get on and let's get to the next story, the last story of the day, which I have two articles I want to talk about. Save you guys for last, but this one is definitely something I wanted to talk about for a while, especially after the sensitivity that's happened here. Now, before I go on, there's no secret that Lil Wayne is pretty much a controversial figure. His music says it alone. There is no bones about it. But with that being said, there should be a limit to what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. I don't understand why he put that in his lyrics. I really don't. And I'm even more surprised why a lot of people hasn't made even more bigger fuss about it. But it says here, I'm going to read what it says here, that the rapper may have gone too far. No, it says here the rap told Lil Wayne has gone too far for the 30-year-old convicted gremlin. I don't know why they said that. Drew angry reactions for his latest remark track, including vulgar reference to Emmett Till. Now, why you're wondering why there's a big deal? Well, the situation, the nature of what happened to this boy, this poor kid, is the reason why it's drawing a lot of attention. And needless to say that when you read this article, I want you guys to do me one favor. All right. Even if you don't read the article, still looked up this name. I want you to go to YouTube, or even better yet, do your research online. And I want you to look up Emmett Till and what has happened to this boy. I'm putting Lil Wayne aside for a second because this is very important. Emmett Till was a teenage boy who was brutally murdered. He was tortured and killed by racists in Mississippi in the 1950s. This boy was beaten so bad that when you see the picture of him, because there actually is a picture of the paper that was taken, his face is unbelievably unrecognizable. It's not even a face anymore. That's how badly beaten he was. What makes it even more outrageously shocking is the fact that these men was acquitted of this crime. This was marked as a black stain in American history. I'm going to read what it also says here. I'm going to read the article so you have also a clearer understanding of how bad this was. The man took Till to a barn where they beat him, gouged his eyes out, crushed him, shot him in the head, whipped him in barbed wires, and dumped his lifeless body in the river. The two men tried for the murder of Till, but they were both acquitted by the jury of their peers in a Ridgeville, Mississippi. The two men later admitted their crime in an interview with Life magazine, for which they were paid in cash. You know why they admitted their crime to Life magazine? Because they can't be tried for the same murder twice. These men, these despicable men, with their hateful spew, killed an innocent child, and justice was never served. Till's death helped transform the civil rights movements in the 1950s. Till's mother refused to have a closed casket funeral for Emmett, so the world could see what racists did to her son. I saw the pictures, and my heart stopped a beat. I was sick. I was sick to my stomach that they did that to that poor child. And you know why they did this to this poor child? It's because he whistled at a white woman. Something that men of all color do today, simply like, oh, well, she looks good, woo. That got him killed. A whistle. It says here that the mother spent the rest of her life keeping the memory of her son alive. In the statement, I cried every day, but I cry as I move, said the mother, which her name is Mae Till. She had died in 2003 of cancer, but there are still people who are continuing the fight. Now, Epic Records. Now, before I even go to that, I want to explain why why Lil Wayne is getting a lot of heat, especially from one of the legendary singers, which I'm very happy he's speaking out up against this. I'm very happy that he is making his voice be heard. And why I'm a little bit offended that our supposed civil rights leaders, who you expect them talking about this, have not talked about this. The rapper has made a lyric that in his songs, and that song pretty much brought his name out. one of the lyrics said, I beat you like Tig Hill," which something that I couldn't believe that actually was he said this. And it's something that when I heard well, I'm sorry, let me apologize again. The rapper's line, "I beat that P like Emmett Till," makes no sense. I don't know why he even put that there, but it's definitely something that was tasteless, classless, and totally inappropriate. Now, Epic Records, the president did apologize to Till's family for Wayne's offensive lyrics. Records also said they are also going to remove those offensive lyrics. Um, Now, Lil Wayne has not offered an apology, at least as I've seen so far. It may have already happened as we speak. If it does, I will make a follow-up video to it. But easy to say is something that when I heard about it, I was very, very shocked. Now, Stevie Wonder have made some statements about this. Some people who even made some statements saying, "Stop it, Lil Wayne. Rappers link sex to Emmett Till's murder," which was one of the other covers that I've read. This is really very, oh man. I know a lot of people are saying that this is freedom of speech. He has a right to say what he wants. But I want people to stop and think for 1 minute. If this was a white guy singing a song, whether rock, rap, whatever, how many outrageous black men and women will rise up against him, demanding that he apologize, remove that album, or get fired, or be dropped from the label? There'll be a lot of them. So I'm not giving a free pass to him just on it. Yeah, he has freedom of speech, but you know what? There's a responsibility to be said here. And I don't know if he know that what happened. He has to know because he put the name there. But to me, it didn't. That was tasteless. That was classless. Did you not know what they did to this kid? And again, I'm also upset that there's not enough black leaders making a point about this, saying how inappropriate it is. I rarely heard anything from a lot of these guys, and it really disturbs me a little bit, to be honest with you. It really does. More so than any. Because I guarantee you, those civil rights leaders heard a white person do this, they'll be all over him or her. Now, again, Epic Rap did the right thing. They said all the right things they needed to say. They apologized, saying that they're going to remove that lyric from that song. Now, keep in mind, Lil Wayne do have his own label, so it can still stay as is. But if I'm Lil Wayne, I'll think twice of putting that there, especially the history of what took place with this boy. It doesn't need to be there. Why is it there? So you can sound fancy? I got news for you. It's not. It's insensitive. I can't. I honestly don't understand sometimes with people, especially when it comes to something that was disturbing. Something happened disturbing. Why make a mockery out of it? I don't understand. That's what he's doing. You guys will have your own opinion on this matter. I'd like to hear your own opinion. I really do. But to me, when I heard this story, when I heard the news, when I even heard that Stevie Wonder, which by the way, I thank him for speaking out for this. He is not happy. He's very offensive to the song. He can't believe that this person, that Lil Wayne would actually put that in his lyrics. And a man who has been around a long time, been in the game a long time, have seen a lot of stuff. Him and Ray, his mentor, dealing with the racial tension that's going on. No one should know better than how it really went down than Stevie Wonder. And the fact that he spoke out really says a lot, and I do thank him for doing that. I just wish that a lot of other musicians do the same thing, especially rappers. Which, let's be honest, a lot of that's not has had a good reputation within the last 15 years. Some of the rappers need to speak out and say, "Hey, man, that was crossing the line." I'm not going to do that. I don't expect too many of them doing that. I kind of wish they do. And also, really begs the question, do we really know our history? Do we really know our history? This incident should be something that should never be forgotten. It should be taught in class as a sole reminder of what happened when race, bigotry, and hatred, racism, bigotry, and hatred, fills someone up to the point they can do this to another person. Again, these people never got convicted. They went to Life magazine. They told them. They got paid for saying this. They got rewarded for saying the stuff they said. They knew they wasn't getting retrialed. They knew it. You can't try the person twice. These guys got away with murder. Murdered a 15-year-old boy for nothing. Pure hatred. And the fact that it was one of May that sparked a civil rights movement during that time. The fact that demands changed during that time. And the fact that you made a reference, I beat that P like Emmett Till. Are you serious? Look, a lot of people are fans of Lil Wayne. That's fine. That's not the point. The point is, this was out of bad taste. There should be no reason why that should even be there. You're not respecting the deceased, that's for sure. And do you really know what happened to this poor kid? Have you even seen the photos of him laying in the casket and how his face looked? He doesn't even have a face. When I saw this picture, my mind was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I think sometimes we try to be fancy. We try to put things that really shouldn't be put in things, and this is one of them. I don't think he respected the deceased at all. And if he did, he should have damn well been known that this was going to spark very much anger. There was no reason why that should have been in there. Yeah, you can cry freedom of speech all you want. That's fine. But it was tasteless and unnecessary. Well, that's it for now, guys. We'll leave all the articles that I've talked about down in the section. You can link to them. And as always, I'd like to hear your opinions on the matter, especially with the one with Lil Wayne. I know a lot of fans are going to comment on it. That's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. To me, that was just tasteless. It doesn't give me any more respect for the man that I already had now. In fact, it pretty much lost some points with me with that. And to me, there was no reason for that. But then again, you may disagree. I'd like to hear your opinion. And as always, it's J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.